Testing, testing. All right. You can cut out that other.
Hey yo, aim. Yeah. Run it up, Blondo.
Hey, see y'all from Texas, where we sit riding swangers and put diamonds in our neck.
What's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing this afternoon? It is Tuesday, December the 10th, in the year of our Lord 2024. And it is Celebration Bowl week. And this is HBCU Tonight, powered by HBCU Overdrive. You make sure that you like the stream. Make sure that you comment, share. Most of all, subscribe to the channel. And also remember, we are broadcasting live between Twitter and YouTube. So those folks that's on Twitter, hit the follow button on the Twitter and then come join me on the YouTube and hit the subscribe button on the YouTube. Excuse me. It is early in the day. I think this is what I'm about to do now. What the heck just happened? All right, I'll get that out the way. What's up, Jay? What's going on, nephew? So I came up here, coming in because I'm trying to see what we can do. Talk about football, but also see what we can do. We got to raise some money because I'm thinking trying to go ahead and go. The thing is, I don't get paid till next week, but I appreciate everybody for helping me out to get to the destinations where we're supposed to be going. But other than that, I'll probably, if I do go, I probably will catch the dog, the greyhound. But we can try to get some stuff going on, and then I could probably do some more stuff tomorrow, as far as another show tomorrow afternoon. See where we could get going. Before if I don't get anything as far as by tomorrow afternoon, I won't be able to go. So, and this is a way to, to me, this is a way to get a lot of people to look at me, to speak to a lot of sponsors, just try to get myself out there. But I here or there. So everybody's doing shows right now. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. But yeah, we got some other things going on. We got we just had that, we just had early signing day last week. We had some, we had a head coach opening that was filled, but we got another one that needs to be filled. So first and foremost, shout out to Sean Gibbs from Fort Valley for taking the job at North Carolina A&T. Hey, I think A&T should have pulled the trigger on, should have pulled the push the button on him last year. 2 years ago, instead of hiring Vincent Brown. Vincent Brown was way in over his head, but you have what you have right now. Listen, I seen the players that Jackson State was getting, and certain schools was getting, and I actually do like what I see. I actually can tell that we are, each school is getting quality recruits, not just quantity, but quality recruits, and that's a thing within itself that you want to have as far as for your football team. Um, I did listen to the show last night for HBCU Sports about the Celebration Bowl, um, and we'll get into that as far as matchups, the play, and pretty much why people are in a tizzy about the SWAC only not having a week off and the MEAC having damn near 3 weeks off. But but at the end of the day, it is what it is. It is what it is. But before we get into all that, we're gonna hit y'all with this quick commercial break. We'll be right back in just a minute. If I can find it. It's your boy Doc Holiday. Become a subscriber on HBCU Overdrive on YouTube, and you can follow me on all social media platforms at HBCU_Overdrive on Twitter and Instagram. You can catch me on TikTok at Holiday1925 and on Facebook under my real name, David E. Smith Douglas. Also, when you become an exclusive family member, you get all the membership perks. You get all the exclusive members only videos, early access to new videos, member shoutouts, and members only live chats. And also, you can get birthday shoutouts on here and win member when you become a subscriber. You can also hit the donation to the Cash App at HBCU Overdrive. You can hit the PayPal, David Smith 1925, and you can hit the Zelle, David E. Smith 30 at gmail.com. Remember, all proceeds go towards the channel, not the pocket. All right, we're back. We are back. We are back. Let me get my round of applause. All right. Okay. So let's get into it, man. It is the week of the Celebration Bowl. We have on one hand, South Carolina State representing the MEAC 9-2, 5-0 in their conference. And we have the representative of the SWAC in Jackson State, 10-2, 11-2 to be exact. 11-2, 8-0 in conference. Pretty much on Jackson State is on a 9-game win streak. Hey, Miss Natasha, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Stop it. What's going on? What's going on? How you doing? How you doing? Let me move this microphone out the way because people complained about my breathing last time, but I ain't worried about it. But anyway, winners of a 9 straight coming into this game. South Carolina State winners, I think they're winners of 6 straight, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, Mr. Tosh, they are on a BTA tour. We all know what that means. We all know what that means. We all know what that means. And so, as you see the title of the show, DI Love versus the Coalition. And it is what it is. What's up, Square? What's happening? It you know is I titled that the way I titled that because there's a lot of folks. There's a lot of folks that have sat here and tried to watch. They try to watch our demise, try to talk about our demise, um, instead of being, let's just say, unbiased. Mm, let's say wanted to compete, want to keep up with a competitive banner, but I titled the show today the way it is, um, because it is, and I'm acting in a representative of the SWAC and for the I love, but it's always been a thing about us against them, us against them, and especially when it comes to certain things. They want to copy our swag. They want to try to jack our style. They got some schools in that conference that too damn bougie. So you got schools in the conference that worry about basketball more than this football. You got some that just ain't been nowhere, and you got your two juggernauts that's um, in that conference that are putting belt to ass to everybody. Uh, but then, to me, you want to shit on the swag. Like, hey, and especially Jackson State, like, I'm gonna tell y'all like this. Ever since I've been, ever since I was a freshman at Jackson State, 27 years ago, we have always been, to me, in my opinion, it's just my opinion. And if you get mad about my opinion, I don't know what to tell you. We have always been that quintessential program that people look at, and they look with envy, they look with jealousy, they look with um look at us side eye. Unlike, I mean, and you got some other ones like that. You got Grambling, but we not worried about Grambling because Grambling done had their time. Grambling done had their time. It's about us. It's about Jackson State University. It's about that school that's sitting on 1400 J.R. Lynch Street, sitting on the side of West Jackson. It's about that school, and it's about the school that's particularly down the highway. I mean, down in Orangeburg. So, so it's about those two schools, but preferably it's about the sweat. So, so it's about that. It ain't about nobody else. It's about these two schools this weekend that's playing this weekend. It's about these two schools, South Carolina State University and the I love Jackson State. But you got some folks out there. You got some folks out there that's in the space. You want to see swag unity, swag love, and stuff like that. You want to see conference unity. They could care less about it. They rather see us lose than for us to be successful. And you see what happened to them this past season. You see what happened to them this whole year. Let's not revisit what happened to you. And after all the nonsense and the back and forth and the pettiness, the accusations uh, that was brought on to our institution, to our football program, we have strived to make it to the mountaintop, to the promised land. I feel you, Dre. I feel you. I too much don't care about it. I am. I would tell people this. I would tell people this. I am a Tennessee fan. All right. Hold on. All right. So I'm a Tennessee fan. Love Tennessee. You know what I'm saying? Rocky Top, all that good stuff right there. But when it's come down to bowl games, when it come down to national championship game, whatever we in, I can care less about conference unity because at the end of the day, at the end of the day, my squad made it further than your squad. F all that conference unity. Now we got some folks that's riding for us. Not don't get me wrong, we got some folks that's riding for us. Shout out to Coach Graves though, man, for Southern, man. He, I seen the audio and I seen the video when he told TC, man, go win that thing. Go win that thing. Go win that thing. Meanwhile, over in the media, you got coaches that call each other and be like, how we beat this opponent, how we stop this person right here. What up, Ed? But at the end of the day, I'm not too much worried about them folks. At the end of the day, I'm not worried about them folks because, like we always say,
Fuck them people! Fuck them people!
and that's how I feel. That's how I feel. But let's get into it. So last night I did listen to the show from HBCU Sports. Uh, Kim Rashad, I don't know what he was on last night, but he was on one last night. Um, he was on one last night, and when I say he was on one, he was on one. Um, let me see. So let me see what I can get. Well, Ken Rashad was on one for um and he had a right to be. And what he was saying was that what he was saying for this is what we're doing right now. And I said I don't know if I was gonna go or not. But what he said was kind of profound. And what Cheney said in the interview was pretty much profound. Like, hey, we just go with our schedule. We just go with our schedule. What we got. Uh, we'll just go. Um, we'll just go with what we got. They only played 11 games this year for South Carolina State, so if they would have played the 12th game. Uh, their season probably would have ended a little bit later, probably one week later than expected. But then they will still have 2 weeks off to prepare for the Celebration Bowl. Um, of course, with the swag, the swag we run a gauntlet and the swag. So when you put two teams together like that, it's you know when you got a conference that's first of all is broken up into divisions. Second of all, you playing 8 games between your division, and then you playing 5 games in your division and 3 games cross division in the either with East or West. So at the end of the day, at the end of the day, um, you see what's going on. Um, we played the SWAT championship game. Now we got to go straight into the Celebration Bowl. This is going to be an actual short week for Jackson State University. You're not going to have your players or the players that were injured or were hurt. What's going on, bro? They're not there. You got to try to rush um, to get them going, to get them healed, or to get them somewhat ready for this game. I heard this one thing before when it comes to football. When a football player is never healthy. Wait a minute, I take that back. A football player is always hurt because of the physicality that that comes along with the game. Meaning that once you put the pads on and once you get that first hit, you ain't healthy. You're always going to be hurt. You can get healthy. You get healthy in the off season, you know, but when you play during the season, um, when you play during the season, it's you're always going to be hurt, regardless of the fact. Regardless of the fact. So it's going to be a short week. They did film. I know they did film on Sunday. They celebrated Saturday. Did film on Sunday. I think they had some couple of practice to yesterday, today, but then tomorrow is travel day, so they'll be flying into Atlanta on Wednesday. I think they'll do a walkthrough at the stadium. They'll probably do a walkthrough in a hotel room. I mean, not hotel room, but the hotel lobby, and pretty much basically get ready for a game. Like from what I heard, they have been watching film. They already was not saying they was looking past Southern, but they, in a sense, if they would have, in the sense, if they won against Southern, they was already looking at the film as far as for South Carolina State. So basically, they was already ahead of the curve. And the same thing with South Carolina State, looking at film with Jackson State, and with Southern, because they didn't know who they're gonna play. Um, Let me say, Jasmine, I think they will be ready. They will be prepared, ready mentally and physically for Saturday. Let's get into it. Um, yeah, and that time off, yeah, Mike. That time off in football can work against you. So it's not so it could be a blessing and it could be a curse. It just depends on how you go about it. As you see right here on the counter, in this banner, I am asking for donations to go to Atlanta. Make sure so we can go ahead. I can get the room. I've seen some on Hotels.com at a good price, and I can go ahead and get away. Way down there. More likely, I would ride the bus. I don't care. I love it. It's traveling to me, and I've already got the days off for it too. So I'm, literally going to be off Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. What up? What up? What up? What up, man? What's going on? Um, nah, Dre. We ain't had they film, man. We you look at games and you see tendencies. We ain't got their practice film, nothing like that. So we're not even worried about that. We're not gonna worry about that. So I mean, we got some things. I mean, like I said, we got some things to work on. We got some things to work, come about. But at the same time, we want to go out there and be prepared um, for a team like this. And if you really think about it, both teams kind of mirror each other. If you think about this, the time that TC Taylor spent in the MEAC as the OC over at North Carolina Central, they built the team for MEAC football. So, what other way would you want to beat a team? That's what I'm trying to work on, Jasmine. I'm trying to work on getting this. You know, when the rent, when the rent, when the rent rob you of your paycheck. And I don't. And the thing is, I don't get paid till next Tuesday, and that's going to be too late. So that's the reason why I'm asking for donations. And we all been good with it. And like I said, the donations have come plentiful. Um, I've done what I've done with my donation. And the thing is, if I don't go to Atlanta, whatever the donations you give me, I would turn that into something more profitable, or to help out other people, like get some toys and take it to a toy drive, you know, do my due diligence, do what I can to get it going. So appreciate you, Miss Mary. Appreciate you, Miss Mary. I appreciate you, Mike, man. Man, appreciate you. Appreciate you. Let's get it rolling. Let's get it rolling. So let me let me go ahead and get my counter down right now. We are at we are at 700. But and let's get into some X's and O's. So thank you, Jasmine. And like you can, if you can, you can always do PayPal, Cash App, or the Zelle. Either way it goes, it does get to me. I wouldn't do the super chat because I won't get that. That won't come in until on the January check for YouTube. And so what I'm doing with that one is going to be Getting some much needed equipment and stuff right there, and to get ready for basketball season too. Um, so what is the possibility of us winning on Saturday? I think. Look, I think the possibility of winning on Saturday is a good one. Because you got to understand this. Our last break. So our last bye week was right before the FAMU game, and since the FAMU game, we have been hot. Even when after the loss to Grambling, let's just go there. Let's just go back there. After the loss to Grambling, we have been on the tear. We have not looked back. We only looked forward. And for the team to continue to play um, with no type of break in between, other than after the Alcorn game, we had 1 week off, and then we prepared for the SWAC championship game. So, so we're coming in. You're coming into a game you're coming into a game on a tear. You want to come into the game rolling. I don't think you want to take this, like you kind of said like this. You don't want to take that layoff like that, because sometimes you get yourself out of a rhythm. Even when before they moved up to Celebration Bowl, to where it is now, a SWAC team probably had at least 1 week off before they come to the Celebration Bowl. Now, as a SWAC team, you have zero. You have zero. But the best thing about it is you're coming into this game hot. um, and the only reason why we're playing is the Celebration Bowl is being played this weekend instead of next weekend is because of the college football playoffs. College football playoffs start. Um, they start next weekend. So we didn't want to interfere with that, but we wanted to be where we're the first official bowl to start the bowl season. But let's go ahead and get into it. Let's get into the players. Let's get into some comparisons. Let's not comparisons. Let's get into the X's and O's. All right. We're gonna start off at quarterback. We're gonna start off at quarterback with between Jacobian Morgan for Jackson State versus Eric Phoenix for South Carolina State. Now, it's been reports. Somebody said there's been reports that Eric Phoenix might not play. We don't know that yet. It doesn't matter. It doesn't say. Coach Barry didn't say if Eric is going to play or not. He's not going to reveal that to be real with y'all. But at the end of the day, you still got to account for that man right there. You still got to account for that young man if he's going to play or not. So, so Eric Phoenix I'm going down the tail of the tape, y'all. I'm going tail of the tape. Let's go ahead. Let's get into it. So, so Jacoby Morgan, man, look, being very efficient this season. On this, Jacoby has been very efficient this year. Uh, some people would say the stats don't look like that, but hey, it is what it is. 140 completed 148 passes out of 235 attempts, 63% completion, 2,003 yards, 19 touchdowns to the 7 interceptions he's thrown. But he's also been sacked 17 times this year, which is still, I mean, it's still good. Um, Also running for another close to 300 yards on 88 carries and 6 touchdowns on the ground. So you would say he could be more of he's a dual threat, but he's more into the pocket as a pocket passer. Compared to Eric Phoenix completion um, completed 171 passes for an attempted out of 262 attempts, 65.3 completion percentage, 2,469 yards in the air, 20 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions. But he's been sacked 14 times. He also has 224 yards on the ground to go along with the 2 touchdowns. So basically, these two guys, these two young men, are mirror images of each other. Um, it's just that Eric Phoenix is a lefty. Um, he's a lefty. Man, appreciate you, Miss Gina. Oh my goodness, look, we rolling. We are rolling, y'all. And we are 5. Look, the Lord blessing us. The Lord is blessing us. Thank you, Miss Gina. But when it comes down to it, these two quarterbacks are pretty much split mirror images of each other. They'd rather stay in the pocket. They'd rather stay in the pocket to basically pick you apart through the air, but they will tuck the ball, tuck the ball in and run. That's something that you cannot sleep off. You cannot take away from either quarterback. So in a sense, in a sense, I would give this. I would give this not a slight to Eric Phoenix, but I would kind of stay in the middle. I'm not gonna I would say a push. Now now here's the thing. If both QBs are still injured, I mean, and Eric Phoenix should not be injured because he had 3 weeks off. Eric Phoenix should not be injured because he had 3 weeks off. E7 should not be injured because he had 3 weeks off. But indicates that both QBs cannot make it for a whole football game. Look at the backups that both teams have. Now, I would say this: Ryan Stubblefield for South Carolina State um, is a senior, 6'6", 205, out of Houston, Texas. I'm about to say, I wonder where that name came from. Um, he was, he came in as a transfer portal player from Incarnate Word. His stats when Phoenix was down 33 or 46, 454 yards, 5 touchdowns, 1 interception. He's been sacked 6 times, but the completion percentage, close to damn near 72% completion percentage, is what people do not look at. Um, what people don't look at, but he also has 55 yards on the ground and 4 touchdowns rushing to go along with the close to 500 yards passing. And this is in I want to say mop up duty, spot duty, but this is when Phoenix did not play in the games where he was hurt. Um, Compared to what we have, you got a Cameron McCoy who initially started the season was the start of the season to try to get him out there on the field to showcase what he has with his abilities. But then you also had Zion McDonald, who basically in the SWAC championship game took over and pretty much drove the team down the field. Um, Drove the team down the field to basically put the game. Well, I won't say put the game away, but to try to get the game a little bit more lopsided than what it was. Um, and y'all gotta remember, he ended up being the offensive MVP of the championship game. Um, he did come out the field where he was carried out the field. He was cramping. Let's call it like it is. He was cramping. I did talk to Jacobia's aunt. She told me that they rolled up on his ankle. Coach TC said he rolled up on his ankle, but he should be fine. Um, Once we had got up to the point where we were up by a lot, there's no way we want to bring him back out there to chance it to be, to get himself injured again. Um, what you got, Mike? Said the money line. Ooh, ooh. Hey, you better put your money on JSU. They know what's up. They know what's up. But hold on. Everybody want to hit me up all of a sudden. Anyway, so the thing about what we talked about, people talked about. Well, the SWAC haven't played nobody. Jackson State ain't played nobody. How you gonna play a team that's in your conference as a non-conference game? Hey man, we just do what we do over here. We just do what we do over here. Why y'all only playing with 6 teams in your conference? Why you haven't added any other teams to your conference since the 2 Florida schools left, since the the A&T left, since Hampton left, since why you couldn't keep Savannah State up in there? Why you couldn't get Winston couldn't get Winston Salem to stay up in there? Hey, I'm not about to ask y'all them questions right there. You know what I'm saying? And we not about to give you no answers why we play Southern as a non-conference game when they're next season they're going to come back on our schedule as a conference game. You know, hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Y'all want to go in and play the little PW lines and stuff like that, get beat down like that. Hey, we rather stay where we at because too much really. The white man ice ain't that cold to us right there. So we gonna keep it like it is. And then like I said, we down here, we again doing the donation, we just 500 away from reaching our goal. Once we reach the goal, I will go ahead and start putting in the my reservation and get my bus ticket and stuff like that so I can head on down that way. But let's get to it. Now, our rush offense. Let's talk about that. Our rush offense. Jackson State's rush offense. We have the second best rushing offense in the conference. Compared to South Carolina State, where they're formidable as a team that can run the ball. They really don't run the ball like that. Leading rusher for South Carolina State is KZ Adams, for close to 500 yards, 500 yards rushing with the 5 touchdowns. DeAndre Duhart, who came over from Benedict with Chennisberry, 469 yards and 7 touchdowns. And then, of course, Eric Phoenix is your third leading rusher for your team, who has 224 yards. And let's go ahead and compare it to. And like I said, let's compare it to Jackson State. Of course, we know Irv is the leading rusher for the team, close to 1,200 yards on the team, and 11 touchdowns. Now, I'm gonna talk about that in a little bit. I'm gonna talk about um, the false stats that's out there right now. Travis Terrell, second leading rusher, 459 yards with the 4 touchdowns, and of course Jacoby Morgan, close to 300 yards on the ground with 6 touchdowns to boot. Cam McCoy is the 4th leading rusher, along with Amari Matthews and Zion McDonald and J.D. Martin. J.D. Martin's no longer on the team. He's in the transfer portal, but everything's when it comes to offense wise, everything starts with number 5 on offense. Everything starts with number 5. If once he gets going, he is hard to stop. Like I said, TC Taylor built this team like a MEAC team. Be physical up front on both offensive, defensive lines. Have good quarterback play, run the ball, and good special teams. So receiving wise, Jonas Fortillion, close to 600 yards receiving, 9 touchdowns. That leads the team. Isaiah Spencer, 537 yards through the air, receiving, 4 touchdowns. Route technician. That's who Isaiah Spencer is, a route technician. Janalen Dupree, 325 yards and 5 touchdowns. Taquan Henderson, hopefully he could become back. If not, we appreciate the what you have done for the team. And then Marvin landed with 222 yards and 3 touchdowns. I would think that Marvin would get a little bit more playing time as being a receiving tight end, but he's going to be on there blocking majority of the time because look, like I said, this team starts up when number 5 gets going. When number 5 gets going and he gets going downhill, like I said, it's hard to stop. It's hard to stop it. Um, it's hard to stop it. But I mean, I'm not going to take anything away from South Carolina State. I'm not going to take anything away from South Carolina State because they have some of the, one of the better receivers in Caden High, close to 900 yards of receiving, 7 touchdowns. We talking about a kid. This kid came with Chinnis from Benedict College, where he's from Grayson. He's slight. He's only 5'10", 160 pounds, but he's quick. He's fast. Justin Smith Brown, another receiver with 700 yards and 4 touchdowns receiving. He's the bigger, more possessions-like receiver, 6'1", 190. Let me see what we got. Najee Carter, 600 yards, 6 touchdowns, and he's your speedster. 5'8", 180. And then Keyshawn Toney, 287 yards and 3 touchdowns, 6'3", 200, close to 260 pounds. He is a good receiving tight end, but he's more of your blocker. He's more of a blocker. So they rely on those 4 guys right there to get, as far as when it comes to receiving, when it comes to receiving yards. As far as special teams, Mr. Gallegos, 40 out of 47 on extra points, which is the 85% completion, 85%. But 9 of 14 on field goals, which is only giving you a 64%. Pretty much he is the leading scorer. On defense, for South Carolina State, you had to watch out for Ashad Hall. Ashad Hall, 6'4", 235, leads the team for South Carolina State in sacks with 11 sacks for him. 31 tackles, 11 sacks, and 3 forced fumbles. That's what he does, and a fumble recovery. Then you have Jaden Broughton, 6'2", 235, from Moncks Corner, South Carolina, same place that Charlemagne is from. He's second on the team with 7 sacks. As a team, they generated 32 sacks as a team, but those 2 you have to account for because they are speed rushers. They are coming off the edge. Ashad Hall, preferably, who's basically more speed, and then you got Jaden Broughton who can mix his speed with power coming off the edge. Now let's go ahead. We talk about tell the tape when it comes, styles make fights. That's what they always say. Styles make fights, and this fight is going to be a good one. On special teams, Gerardo Baeza, G Baby, 54 and 55, 98% on extra points. Of course, you got he's 22 or 28 from field goals, which pretty much brings it to 79% field goal percentage. Leads the team in points with 120. Um, and then we go on defense. Defensive wise, Josh Nobles leads the team in sacks with 9, but I think he did get a sack on Saturday, so they need to add that on there. I think he has 10 sacks. Um, Josh Nobles comes in with the power, but he also has speed coming off the edge. But you also have Philip Webb, um, who's more power than what we all think. But he's been working on his technique. He's been working on the technique, and hey, I can't say anything bad about it. You know, he's doing his job. He's doing it. He's doing the damn thing. Um, as being the other edge rusher, I know I was very critical last season of him, where he could be. You can move him inside, and you can move him more inside, and you can move him outside. But this season he has done a hell of a job being an outside, an outside rush. Um, so let me go ahead. I'm trying to look at these stats. And of course, Traquan Thomas led the league in sacks with 12, followed by Kelby Givens. Okay, and yeah, Josh did. I'm about to say Josh Nobles did get 10 sacks to get his 10th sack in the game on Saturday. So he is third in the league um, in sacks with 10. Um, Followed by Robert McDaniel with 4.5. Let's see. Yeah, Philip Webb. I think Philip Webb does have 2, but like I said, he's more of your power. Just use straight raw power to get to the quarterback. Um, but when it comes down to it, I think, like I said, this is going to be a just this is going to be make what it is your styles and make what it is. Also, let's just say it like this: Jackson State is third in the SWAC, and I think they're in the top 25 or top 50 when it comes to interceptions as a team. They do have 13. Um, Granted, with the 2 picks that was by Robert McDaniel on Saturday, that bumped that number up to 13. Alabama State led the league with 17 interceptions. Um, but But that, I mean, to me, that is the style of what we want to see. I'm going to be watching some more um, South Carolina State film um, games when I get home from work tonight. But I like what I see from Jackson State, and like I said, it was one of those things where I would rather be coming in. I would rather come into a game hot and on the roll than to be sitting at the house, and I wouldn't say not doing anything, but I mean that's what's going. To me, that's what it is. But but at the same time, hey, it is what it is. So we'll probably be back on this thing tomorrow. Because still trying to get all this stuff going. We are at 500 for the goal. Appreciate Mike and Miss Mary for their donations on Cash App, and Miss Gina's uh, donation on PayPal. So yeah, we try to get it going. We try to get going. Um, uh, let's okay. Let's talk about this right here, and I want to get this out the way. Let's talk about this right here. Hey, Miss Hattie, how you doing? Let's talk about this. Now, we are, as a fan base, we are a rowdy fan base. We are a confident fan base. We are a fan base um, that tell it like it is. We can be a fan base that could be a little bit overzealous. Um, but in the end, we are a fan base that that love our school. Mm, mm. Let's see how it goes. But yeah, we are a fan base that we love our school. We love our institution. I think anybody that you know love the institution, they go ride for the institution. They go ride for their school. They go ride for the team. Um, but when it starts to get past past fandom, when it starts to get to the point where it's ugly, when it starts to get to the point where um, you start talking more about something that's uncontrollable, then that's when we, that's when you look at it like, hey, we start to get more defensive. Like we on offense now, we got to play defense. I'm tired of people talking about when it comes to Jackson. I'm tired of people. First thing they're gonna come up with is with the water. We can't help that. The people in Jackson can't help that. The people in Jackson can't help that. You know, as my friend Timona will always say, that's environmental racism right there. We cannot help with what's going on with Jackson, Mississippi. And then when it comes to like the potholes, we can't help that. We everybody's doing what they can to get the city to look um, beautiful, um, to beautify the city, to rectify the right the wrongs and make them right. Okay, let's stop with that. Let's stop with that narrative for 2025. Let's stop with it. Let's stop with that narrative. When we talk about Jackson State, let's not talk about the potholes. Let's not talk about the water. Let's not talk about the city infrastructure. We do not control that. The Jackson folks of Jackson do not control that. So let's Move away from that. Let's move along from that. And let's talk about when we come on here, let's talk about sports. Let's talk about sports. Let's talk about if Jackson State could pull one off on Saturday at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. Let's talk about how we can get to Atlanta and bring one home. Not just for the swag, not just for the swag, but for Jackson and to make Jackson, to go them boys go out there and make Jackson proud. When you look at those kids, as I looked at those kids on Saturday, those kids want to be there to play for TC Taylor. I want to run it back, but I rather wait. I rather focus on Saturday than to think about running it back. Once we win on Saturday, we see what happens who goes into the portal, who's going to the league and stuff like that, and then we'll start thinking about trying to run it back with what we got. But them kids play for TC. Them kids play. They love TC. They play for him. They respond to him. They look up to him. The kids look up to him like he's one. He's an uncle. He's a brother. He's a father figure. Um, and I'm not trying to compare TC and Jennings because they're two totally different people. They have two totally different personalities. One is, the way that he talks, the way that he commands a room. Um, you know what I'm saying? He's more like a preacher than of a coach. But then you got one that's laid back, kind of quiet. Don't say too much. But when he gets around his kids, they respond to him. And they respond to him in a big way. Um, let's just keep it on to the field. Let's just keep it on the field. That's it. Let's keep it on the field. Let's not go to these kids' DMs and get nasty with them and stuff like that. Let's not do that. Let's be civilized fans. Let's be civilized adults, and let's all look at a game and enjoy a game that's going to be one for the ages. This is going to be a great Celebration Bowl game right here. I think this is going to be the best one since 22. Will it get will it get more eyes than what we had with Dion when he was there? I don't know. I don't know. But at the same time, because we're the first game on TV, college game on TV, people are gonna tune in and watch. What's going on? What's going on, Quay? What's going on? But but yeah, let's focus on the kids. Let's focus on the game, and let's not get it to the back and forth BS. And trying to downgrade a city and a state and stuff like that. Because guess what? At the end of the day, we both schools are in red states. So, what can you do about that? But other than that, man, look, we are still raising money, and I'm asking for donations. I'm putting my hand out. Can I have can you spare some porridge? Can I have some porridge? And my little Timmy. That's my little Timmy voice right there. Um, I don't know what the weather's gonna be like, but I know the dome is gonna be closed, so it doesn't really matter for the game. um, um, winner of this game to basically to winner of this game will be crowned the Black national champion, and I want to be on the field just to see it. I want to be on the field to see it. So, um, yeah, I look first and foremost. This is clearly the two best teams of HBCU culture, and then second of all, second of all, we should have a little bit more than 40,000 at this game. So let's see. We get all the stuff in. If we get all the stuff in on Friday, get it in by either today or tomorrow. I will be leaving out early Thursday morning. Early Thursday morning, get to Atlanta probably like in the middle of Friday morning. Head over to the room, get some sleep, get my stuff together, and then go to the stadium for Radio Row and do that, and then just go and mingle and see who's out and about, and just go. And y'all hear Uncle said, man, look, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be real with you. Shout out to my uncle. He ain't my real uncle, but he uncle for me. But man, shout out to Uncle said, man. That man came in on Saturday with me, and I had my other camera, and he took some dope ass photos with that camera, man. Shout out to him for helping a brother out, because man, y'all just don't know. He was going around. I'm taking my pictures in the south end zone. He was going to the north end zone, and he was taking pictures of everything. And man, look, we trying to we trying to get this going, man, because he more than likely, I know he'll be there be there for Radio Row at the Celebration Bowl, but uh, he has been one of the catalysts for me to get this going. Uh, so so like I said, he said $1,000. I just put 800. We already got 300 right now. We already got $300. We already got $300 uh, uh, donated. I mean, let's pull it together. Let's pull it together. What I got with y'all, the content that I got on Saturday, um, was I think it was remarkable. I think that was one of the better times where I did get content, and that's even coming from the after the the FAMU game. And yes, So yeah, man. Look, we look. Oh yeah. See, he was the first channel member. Let's see where we at. Like I said, you do PayPal, Cash App, Zelle. Um, hey, I already look. I don't even shoot Lennox Mall. I ain't going up in there. I've been in there last time I used to go up in there and shoot. It's young niggas up in there now. It's young folks up in there now. I don't even go to Lennox Mall like that. Last time I went. Um, yeah. But yeah, look, we got $300 saved. We already got $300 raised right now. Trying to get the other five. Let's go ahead. Let's try to get this going. Let's try to keep it going. Let's keep it going. I know everybody. I know I ask a lot, but man, I do appreciate when it does come through and everything because uh, it does help this channel out, helps me out as far as getting to where we need to go and stuff like that. Um, so I know for 2025, I'm gonna go ahead and start putting money to the side for myself to where when it comes to the travel and stuff to where I need to go, that's what I'm gonna use to get where I need to go. But I know I got to get myself prepared for um, work this evening. You can continue to push the donations after I get off the live stream. You can always, like I said, it's the PayPal, Cash App, Zelle. It's in the ticker going down below. If you don't know, I am going to put it in the group chat. I mean, not group chat, but I'm putting it in the chat right now. Um, so I'm putting this in the. Damn, my neighbor them out early right now with the music. So yeah, those are the things right there. Those are where you could go ahead and if somebody's watching the show, they rewatch the show, that they can look in the chat and hey man, look, it's right there. Um, Yes, all amounts are welcome. All amounts are welcome. Thank you, Minister. Let me see something. I just seen something in here. Let's just heard where North Carolina offers Bill Belichick to become their head coach. Um, that's crazy. We got who we got? What do we have here? Okay, that was canceled. All right. Who said need to think about it? Talking about me? Oh, I'm going. I'm going. I got them damn credentials. I'm going. So I'm gonna see something else. Let's see what else I got up in here. Oh, Belichick. I thought you was talking about me. I was about to say, boy, I'm going, bro. Yeah, Belichick is thinking about that, man. He said that appreciate you, Miss appreciate you, Pastor. But he did say that if he does take the position, if he takes a position at North Carolina, he's treating it like an NFL team. It's not going to be a college team. He's treating it like an NFL team. He said he's treating it like an NFL team if he takes the job. And rightfully so. He should. Rightfully so. He should. So oh yeah, and then yeah, Willie Simmons did his press conference today for FIU. Shout out to Willie. Shout out to Willie for getting to where he wanted to be. So um so I know let's see, try to do some try to do a show on Wednesday afternoon and then um try to do and then I know I'm gonna do some laundry, do some laundry and then start packing. Look at bus tickets, see how much it is and what time, and just start packing and get where I need to go. But yeah, hotels.com. Yeah, congrats to Willie. Miss Kim, appreciate you for $25. Oh, actually, hold on. 'Cause forgot Miss close to it. Man, I think they got that on lock though. I think they got that on lock right there. Look, I am afraid to fly. I'm not gonna lie to you. I am afraid to fly. And especially by myself too. I am very afraid to fly. Mm. Oh Lord. You say give me ginger ale, hop on that Southwest. I don't know. I'm still iffy about that. I'm still I'm still iffy about that. Mm, let me see. Let me see. That's what hey, that's what I figured out. That's what I figured out. I figured he was out of the game. I figured he got kicked out of the game for targeting. Well, he said he came and went into the locker room like that was his that was his last game. Okay. Mm. Look at that song. Well, Kim, you can actually, so you can actually do it on the YouTube, and you just go to the settings, and then you can put the closed caption on it, and just turn down the volume. Yeah, you can do it like that. Mm. I'm gonna stick with what I'm gonna stick with what I know. I'm gonna stick with what I know. Amen. 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 But yeah, we got some other things going on. Basketball season is, I wouldn't say it's in, I mean, it's in full effect, about to be in full effect after this weekend for the HBCUs. Um, on one hand, um, and I'm looking at this ESPN app. I'm mad about my damn Cowboys last night. Uh, More likely, they probably would have a watch party for the DFW alumni chapter. The Dallas alumni chapter probably have, they probably have one. Excuse me. They'll probably have one. I don't know where it would be at. What is the acceptance stage? What is the acceptance stage? What is the acceptance stage? Because I don't accept mediocre. I got you. I got you. Appreciate you. The number one overall recruit in 2025 for the ESPN 100. This is basketball. I think, yeah, he announced to go to uh, BYU. I don't know. I ain't gonna say anything, but hey, kudos to that young man for making his decision. Yeah, that young man about to go to BYU. Yeah, we got some man. Look, I would not accept mediocrity from my Cowboys. Oh yeah, okay. So I'm gonna read up on. I'm gonna listen to more up on that. I mean, well, BYU is a good one. It's a good school to go to. Um, if you want to be in, continue on the missions and stuff like that. Uh, I did see Jeremiah Brown at the game on Saturday. Don't know where he's going, but he did go into the portal. He said, "Yo, BYU gets a blowout in the bowl game." Um, that's crazy. It's crazy how they got that bowl game set up. Um, so I got some things to talk about that with that, but uh, let me see some. Yeah, the kid going to BYU. Well, it's for sports, so all right. So also this weekend at 2 o'clock is the Army Navy game, uh, and that's the reason why we pushed the. That's the reason why we pushed the Celebration Bowl up, a week because for one, and we pushed the time up for one. For one, we wanted to be the start of the bowl game, and then two, we didn't want to interfere with Army and Navy. Army has already gotten to their bowl. I mean, the game still counts, but Army and both Army and Navy are going to bowl games. Army did win the American Athletic Conference uh, this past weekend, so if this game really doesn't doesn't matter in the standings or anything like that. It's just more of the nature of what's between the two service academies. Um, so, but we got let's see. Um, hopefully he could be. Hopefully he can come back this week for the game. Because we do need him because he has been instrumental as far as being the person he literally calls out. He does call out the blitzes. call out where they're coming from, what gaps they're taking. Um, and to me, Almitras sets the tone as the center on the offensive line for Jackson State. Let me go back here. Let me see where we got. So here's the here is the right. This is what I need. I need Kurt back playing left tackle. You put Quay over at right tackle. But I think Quay held his own at left tackle, but he's better at right tackle. You put Evan Henry back over at guard, but he can play both. He can play both. You put him back over at guard. You put him at right guard, and you got DeAndre Towns Blue playing your left guard. So that's your offensive line right there. Um, yeah. So, let's see what we got. What we got. Let's see. Bowl games start this weekend. The 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 IS4 is Salute to Veterans Bowl. They just come up with anything. The South Alabama and Western Michigan, both teams are 6-6. Who cares about that bowl game? Um, on the 17th, you got Memphis. Memphis coming in at 10-2, playing West Virginia, who's 6-6. They'll be here at the Scooters Coffee Frisco Bowl. I never heard of Scooters Coffee, and I don't even know why they're using my nickname like that. That is a travesty. So that Memphis, hey, Silent Boom, Memphis is gonna be here at the Frisco Bowl on Tuesday. Um, on the 18th, West Kentucky and James Madison in the Boca Raton Bowl. On that same day, you got Cal Berkeley taking on UNLV, who had a great season, who had a good season. Yeah, these bowl names. Yeah, the Artist Sport LA Bowl. uh, oh shoot, my thing telling me it's time to stand up. On the 19th, Georgia Southern takes on Sam Houston in the RL Carriers New Orleans Bowl. I could dig that. Uh, on the 20th, Ohio University, Whitley takes on Jacksonville State. In the Staff DNA Cure Bowl. Tulane takes on Florida in the Union Home Mortgage Gasparilla Bowl. Who the fuck came with that name? Yeah, yeah, Miss Kev, I got you. Indiana and Notre Dame is playing in the first round playoff game on the 20th. That game is going to be in South Bend. On the 21st, Tennessee is on the road to Ohio State to take on the Buckeyes in Columbus. SMU is on the road going to Happy Valley, and we're going to make that bitch sad. Shout out to the home squad SMU Mustangs. This is a first round game to take on Penn State, and then Clemson takes on Texas at DKR Memorial Stadium in Austin, and that game is going to be. Those games are Tennessee, Ohio State is going to be on ABC, SMU, Penn State, and Clemson and Texas are going to be on TNT. That's going to be crazy to watch them games on TNT. I just want to see how that plays out. And that is on the 21st. That is, in fact, and that is my father's birthday. He would have been 64 this year. On the 23rd, Coastal Carolina and UTSA play in the Myrtle Beach Bowl. And then Northern Illinois takes on Fresno State in the famous Idaho Potato Bowl. That's in Boise. On the 24th, Christmas Eve, you got one game on Christmas Eve. South Florida takes on San Jose State in the Hawaii Bowl. On the 26th, the day after Christmas, Pitt takes on Toledo in the Game Above Sports Bowl. I'm trying to figure out what the hell is that right there. Rutgers and Kansas State play in the Rate Bowl. The fuck? And then Arkansas State takes on Bowling Green in the 68 Ventures Bowl. By this time, y'all should stop naming these damn bowls. Like for real. December the 27th, Oklahoma, I don't know how they got into it, but they got Navy in the Lockheed Martin Armed Forces Bowl. Of course, that game is gonna be in Fort Worth at Amon G. Carter Stadium. Lockheed Martin, if you don't know, man, big big when it comes to with the Department of Defense. Georgia Tech and Vanderbilt are playing in the Birmingham Bowl. Texas Tech and Arkansas in the Liberty Bowl. Guns up. Syracuse takes on Washington State in the DirecTV Holiday Bowl. Hey, I like the Armed Forces Bowl too, man. It do be live in Fort Worth sometime. Texas A&M and USC go at it in the SRS Distribution Las Vegas Bowl. On the 28th, that's my oldest daughter's birthday. UConn and North Carolina in the Wasabi Fenway Bowl. That game is at Fenway Park. Boston College and Nebraska in the Bad Boy Moors Pinstripe Bowl. That's in New York. That's at Yankee Stadium. Louisiana and TCU in the Isleta, New Mexico Bowl. Iowa State and Miami, the U, in the Pop-Tarts Bowl. Wow, really? You couldn't come up with no other better name than that? I love Pop-Tarts, but you couldn't come up with no better name than that. Miami of Ohio and Colorado State in the Snoop Dogg Arizona Bowl. We did talk about that earlier this year. Shout out to Snoop for being a sponsor. East Carolina and North Carolina State playing in a gold bowling military bowl. BYU and Colorado. The crazy thing about this game, these are two conference teams, two teams in the same conference in the Big 12. They are playing in the Valero Alamo Bowl. Son of Boone, the Pop-Tart Bowl. Yeah, the Kellogg Bowl would be better. And then Marshall takes on Army in the Radiance Technologies Independence Bowl. Deal with that. It's in Shreveport, right off of I-20. Iowa and Missouri on December the 30th. Iowa and Missouri in the TransPerfect Music City Bowl in Nashville on the 31st, New Year's Eve. Alabama and Michigan playing the ReliQuest Bowl Um, Louisville and Washington play in the Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl. There you go. there you go. The Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl. Basically, your Frosted Flakes Bowl. That's what you're playing in right there. South Carolina and Illinois playing in the Cheez-It Citrus Bowl. Baylor and LSU in the Kinder's Texas Bowl. And then whoever wins the first round game from the week that the following week will be playing. Somebody will be playing Boise State in the quarterfinal, and that is the Fiesta Bowl. So the quarterfinals in the college football playoffs are the actual bowl games that most of these games would. Most of these games would be played in. So your your Fiesta Bowl, Peach Bowl, Rose Bowl, Sugar Bowl um, will be played as quarterfinal games. So Boise State is in the Fiesta Bowl. They do because even though they have a bye, they actually do have a tie-in with the Fiesta Bowl. If they can't get what is the I'm trying to see is the it's a Big Ten and a Big 12 team in the game. So it all depends on that. Arizona State has the other has one of the other slots. They are in the Peach Bowl. Oregon, who's the number one overall team in this thing, they they have the Rose Bowl, and of course, um, because of the simple fact that Oregon, and it's kind of crazy. Oregon is in the Big Ten now, but they still Big Ten still have tie-in to the Rose Bowl. Um, and then Georgia, who's the number two team in this whole thing, they have the Sugar Bowl for the SEC. Uh, and then the rest of your bowls, you got Duke and Ole Miss in the Gator Bowl, in the Taxslayer Gator Bowl, North Texas versus Texas State, and the Serve Pro First Responder Bowl. That I think that's here in Dallas. I think that's in at SMU. Uh, Minnesota and Virginia Tech take on they be in the Duke's Mayo Bowl. I think that's just Charlotte. Buffalo and Liberty playing the Bahamas Bowl. And then the rest of everything is pretty much a semifinal game, and then the national championship game is on January the 20th. So those are the bowl games. Those are the playoff games. And you see the reason why we moved the games up. The rate, not rape, not grape, none of that. Rate. Oh my goodness. So that's the reason why. That's the reason why John Grant now moved up. But then also it's ESPN. ESPN and Disney has all other than the teams that play the bowls that are shown on like CBS. They're shown on um, other networks. ESPN Disney has the rights to all the bowl games plus the playoff game too. Um, uh, like I said, we're still doing donation count, so um, make sure you keep putting in for donation. We'll be back on this thing tomorrow to try to finish it out. That way, once we finish everything out, I'm just gonna go ahead and start getting my stuff together. Um, and trying to roll up out of here quick, fast, in a hurry. I seen them flights, and I would if it want to if this was not on short notice, if this was not on short notice, I would have pretty much really planned this out, but I didn't know I was gonna get approval, media approval. So. for next year, this is gonna be planned out a little bit better. The Cool Ranch Doritos Bowl. Yeah, that's my favorite chips too. Yeah, so I ain't gonna try to do this last minute. It's kind of crazy. I know for the sweat championship game, I had folks ask me to come. They told me to hop on. So, but yeah. Other than that, man, look, let me get out this thing. Been on here for 2 hours. Y'all know how we do most of the time. But I love y'all, and I appreciate y'all for helping me out. Um, and I really do appreciate y'all for helping me out. And let's continue with the donations. We still got $445 to go to get those donations. Anything will help out. Anything will help out with me getting to the destination and to actually cover a bowl game. This would be my first. If we get them funds, this would be my first bowl game for me to cover. Ain't God good? Well, anyway, oh, let me let me talk about this right here. And this was on Friday. Yeah, one day we're gonna have the Hoochie Mama Bowl. Hooray, hooray, Hoochie Mama. So, as y'all know, um I love high school football. I love Texas high school football. Uh, especially DFW high school football. So let's get it all out the way. Um, I am a big proponent of the inner city schools here in Dallas, preferably the Oak Cliff, South Dallas, or Pleasant Grove schools here in Dallas. Um, Even though I did graduate from a suburb school uh, at Cedar Hill, um, my roots, my birthright, my roots all coincide with Oak Cliff. Um, Now, South Oak Cliff, who is two-time state champs, uh, ended up playing one of the team that beat them last year in the state championship game in Port Neches Grove. Now that school is pretty much towards the Beaumont area, a little bit outside of Vidor. If you ever heard of Vidor, don't stop there. Just keep going. All right. It's on I-10. If you ever pass through going towards Beaumont, going towards the Louisiana line, always pass through there. Now, somebody had took a picture. The game was a region quarterfinal game, and this game was played at Stephen F. Austin. This is where I talked about where Prairie View dropped the ball because they could have hosted a playoff game and they could have get they keep the proceeds from the playoff game. Um, in fact, the crew from inside HBCU Sports Lab, we talked about that. We was sitting outside. We talked about it. And I told them what happened, and Dr. Cavill was like, they like. He said, Haiti golf is crazy to not have that playoff game there. But at the same time, we all, it is what it is. Now, um, um, a lady, let me get this little thing up. Let me let me see. I'm trying to find that little. Ooh, this is something I need. All right, so this lady put. She wrote on. She had made a Facebook. Made a Facebook post, either a Facebook or a Twitter post about South Oak Cliff and about the side where they were sitting at. So they were sitting on the home side. So okay, um, it's to me it's you know it's a playoff game. The game is in Nacogdoches, 2.5 hours away, but some people just don't get off of working time and stuff like that. So I'm trying to find that. I'm trying to find that what she said on here. Let's see what I think my cousin had said something about it. Um, Give 1 second. I'm trying to. My cousin said something about it. Yeah, where's that message? I'm trying to find the damn message. I went 6 days ago trying to figure out. Damn, I just seen this post. But anyway, the lady, white lady, you could tell, she came in and she was like, she was like, um, most people can't get out. They couldn't get out the side where they were sitting on. They were sitting on the home side. That they couldn't get out of the county because they was felons. She know how it is. She said she was a former felon, and it is what it is. Hashtag scalpel. It ain't how she said it, but I knew the way she said it was. We kind of took it at face value. Um, People like that don't know no better. People like that really irritate, you know, who say stuff like that. They really irritate me. They chap my hides. But at the end of the day, man, at the end of the day, these are still kids that don't know anything. What's up, Mr. Moore? Um, and so people just told a new asshole. Put it like that. They just put it like that. We can't help it that, you know, the fan base didn't really come out like that because it's far. We don't want to travel outside of Dallas, but they do travel though. Don't get me wrong. They do travel. But at the end of the day, these are still kids, and what you put out there, kids do read it, and it does affect them in some sort of way. But I guess it did not affect them in a way where they put belt the ass on y'all and they beat y'all 56-14. So, I guess South Oak Cliff got the last laugh. Um, and there's going to be some more people that's going to come in there and say what they got to say about this school, about their team. Somebody said that looked like they've been left behind in the grave. I'm like, all right, now keep saying what you want to say, but they use some of that as motivation, and to me, hey, it is what it is. But anyway, that was just my spiel. I had to say that karma is a bitch, and she's a pretty one too. Um, I'm about to roll up out of here, y'all. Make sure let's continue with the donation. Let's continue with the donation right now. And for those who just jumped on right now, we are at 445. We try to get to the goal. The goal is 800. We down to 445 right now. Let's continue going. You can always hit the you can hit the PayPal, Cash App, Zelle. To donate. The location where you can do is in the ticker below, so make sure you can check that out. Other than that, man, we got to roll about this thing. We'll be back on here tomorrow. Yeah, I'll be blessed. Y'all stay safe, hug your loved ones, and I guess for the people in the coalition, we got something to say to you. Got something to say to you.
Got me fucked up. Got me fucked up. Got me fucked up. Got me fucked up.
Yeah, so just let everybody know you got us fucked up. We gonna still be loud. We still gonna be rambunctious. We still gonna talk our ish, and we gonna be respectful when we do it. But we out this thing. Um, Again, peace, blessings, love, love on your hug your loved ones. We out this thing. Till tomorrow. Peace.